So let's talk about the benefits to rowing. The first benefit that I really want to highlight, because it pertains to so many people that are looking to get back into shape, is the low impact nature of rowing versus other exercises like running. Running is a fantastic way to train your body, to get fit, to exercise. The problem with running is the ground impact forces with each stride. Many studies have monitored the impact on each running stride, and it's measured to be up to 1.5 to 3 times body weight every time you're hitting the ground. If you do run, and maybe running is not an issue for you as far as pain, the rower is a fantastic tool to integrate into your workouts. Being that it's low impact, give your joints a break. So if you're not gonna go out running one day, but you still wanna get some exercise in, hop on the rower, do some cross training, and you'll get a fantastic training effect. The second major benefit to rowing are the number of muscles involved. The strength and cardio combined training effect is significant, and anybody who's been on a rower knows this. The proof is in the pudding. Your entire body gets worked up to 86%. Now, during a rowing stroke, each stroke is made up of roughly 75% lower body, with the other portion being 25% upper body. What's significant about rowing, just as the deadlift is hailed as the king of all strength exercises, rowing is the king of all cardio exercises from a muscle recruitment standpoint. It's bar none, hands down, one of the best ways to get the most muscles working to burn the most calories in the shortest amount of time. The third benefit to rowing is the convenience of owning a rower. So this is not related to weight loss or anything like that, although rowing is fantastic for weight loss. The convenience of owning a rower and having it in your house means that you can get in, get out, and get on with your life. All you have to do is warm up for 10 to 15 minutes. You can do that on the rower or off the rower. Incorporate your workout. Workouts can last anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how much time you have. A 10-minute cool down, and you're done. The fourth benefit to rowing is how simple and straightforward the learning curve is. Learning the mechanics of the rowing stroke is as simple as acquiring a few coaching cues and practicing for 10 to 15 minutes. Now, it might take you a lifetime and many, many hours in the seat to learn how to row as effectively and efficiently as a professional or an Olympic rower. But the average person doesn't need to be an Olympic rower in order to receive the benefits and keep themselves safe on the rower. That is one of the awesome parts about rowing, is that the learning curve is very low, but also the risk reward is maximized. So there's not a lot of risk to hopping on a rower and not having perfect form. Rowing is completely different. It's in a whole other category of its own. So learning a new skill in and of itself is a tremendous benefit, but please don't worry about the learning curve to rowing. I promise you, you will be rowing in no time, 10 to 15 minutes, get acclimated to the demands, the feel of the machine, and you'll be off to the races. The fifth benefit to rowing, and what I touched on earlier with runners who integrate rowing into their workouts, is that if you're an endurance athlete and you're a runner, you're a skier, maybe you're a cyclist, rowing is none of those things. Cross training is crucial to keeping athletes and adults alike injury-free, interested in what they're doing. So many people spend a ton of time invested in just doing one mode of exercise, and it can lead to burnout. So one of the cool parts about rowing is bringing it into to complete an endurance or strength training regimen to give you a fresh look at a new training stimulus. The sixth major benefit to rowing are the calories burned while you're rowing. Because rowing includes so many different muscle groups, 9 to be exact, 86% of the muscles in the body are working while you're rowing. In 30 minutes, you can burn up to 300 calories. Now, what does that mean as far as weight loss? Well, in combination with a caloric deficit, rowing is by far one of the best ways to lose weight. Having exercise accelerate your weight loss goals is fantastic. Not to mention, you're getting the heart health benefits, the strength benefits of rowing as well. It's an amazing way to lose weight and an amazing way to burn calories. The seventh benefit to rowing are how versatile the workouts and training can be. So you don't always have to use the same workout. When you're rowing, just like running, you can run sprints or long distances. Same goes for rowing. With the rower, you can train power, so you can do a few short, hard strokes to improve your power. You can also train anaerobic conditioning, where you're going harder for a short amount of time, so with interval training or Tabata. Or you can condition aerobically, where you're doing longer distance, continuous efforts for time, such as a 2,000 meter, a 5,000 meter, or even a 10,000 meter. The last way that you could row, which is one of my favorites, is to put your headphones in, set a timer, and row until that timer sounds. Start with 5 minutes, move to 8, 10, 12, 15, 20 minutes and longer. Get lost in the rowing experience, get lost in the workout. It's a fantastic way to train. The 8th benefit to rowing is how well it integrates with other exercises. So as great as rowing is by itself for cardio, for strength, to burn calories, it's never a bad idea to integrate other exercises to expand the training effect. So here's a really simple circuit that you can implement. So you can start by doing push-ups. Let's say I did 5 push-ups, I can step over my machine. I've got a kettlebell here. I can do some kettlebell swings. Set the kettlebell down. Now I've got my rower. I can get strapped in and row whatever distance is appropriate for my fitness level. So the rower is a fantastic way to end a short circuit where you're using a lot of muscles. We're doing push-ups, swings, hopping on the rower. My heart's pounding. It's an awesome way to train hybrid conditioning. So now that you've got your rower set up, it's important to learn technique. And while you don't have to have an Olympic rower's technique right out of the gates, and you won't, it is important to practice and acclimate and learn about rowing stroke technique. So let's go over rowing stroke technique, crash course. Here we go. So first things first, you've got your foot plates set up in such a way that the strap is going to go around the outside of your foot, okay? I like to cinch them down so I know they're going to stay in place. The rowing stroke is broken down into 4 different phases. So for one stroke, okay, one rowing stroke, there are 4 different parts that we can dissect and go over. The first is the catch. The second is the drive. The third is the finish. The fourth is the recovery, okay? So the catch position, now if I haven't already started my work set, the catch position in the beginning is also the start position, okay? But as we go, you're just cycling through catch, drive, finish, recovery. So the catch position is your initial start position. You can see that I've got knees flexed, okay? I'm trying to get in tight to the foot platform, but not so much that my hips are in front of my shoulders, okay? So this is probably the biggest technique posture coaching tip that I could give is tall chest, eyes forward, head up, arms are fully extended, okay? But my shoulders are in front of my hips. I've got a slight lean, so my sit bones are in contact with the seat firmly, but my shoulders are in front of my hips. You can see the angle of my hips. These are a very closed position, which is going to change as we move through the drive into the finish. But this is your start position. I am in a good position, good tight grip, extended at the elbows to drive, to create force, contract and push off the platform into my drive, okay? So moving through the drive, I'm driving with the feet pushing into the platform. My elbows are not doing anything. My hands are still fixed firmly on the handle. You can see there's a timing aspect to this where my shoulders are going to pass over my hips. So meaning they go from here to here through the middle of the drive. I'm driving off the platform. I've done nothing with my arms. I'm working through the drive phase right now until my knees are extended or close to straight, not hyperextended, okay? And certainly not left short flexed, but straight. I've got a full drive. I've opened up my hips, and now I'm in the finish where I'm pulling the handle to my low sternum, my low rib cage. Elbows are not flared out, they're tucked in tight. Head is forward. I've got a slight lean to my shoulders, my torso, my upper body, which is almost the opposite of the catch position. Okay, so you can see I'm leaning forward, I'm loaded here, I'm in a good loaded position, getting ready to drive. Shoulders pass over the hips, I'm opening up at the hips, I'm pulling. Now I'm leaning back. I'm trying to maximize that distance, okay? Big drive with the legs. Now, lots of loading, lots of contraction on the catch into the drive, into the finish, but the recovery, I like to mentally think of it as the rest, relaxation, and reset. Now, when I say relaxation, I don't mean, relaxation. I just mean as a fluid stroke goes and you're working on the rower, it is a moment in time where you can go from this high tension bodily state, if you will, to relaxed hands, relaxed grip, okay? Relaxed shoulders, just guiding yourself. And actually, I need to let the handle pass over the knees first, but guiding yourself back into the rower where I now get ready for the next stroke. Create tension, pull, relax right here. Relaxed, arms straight. Now, whenever you see people rowing in the gym, or you see videos of maybe on Instagram where people are rowing and technique looks wonky, okay? A lot of times where the technique looks wonky is the timing. After the finish, they're not straightening their arms, okay? Leading with the hands, and then allowing the shoulders to pass back over the hips, close those hips down, and really load, okay? What a lot of people do is they'll start to flex here. Now they've got to pass the handle up and over, and then they're already just leaning back into the next stroke. So you want to allow those hands to pass over the knees, shoulders pass over the hips. Again, stay tall, not hunched, not reaching. Stay tall, keep those shoulders back. Hold to the lower rib cage. A nice drill, because another area where people often get mixed up, they see that you've got your handle and your legs, and they're thinking, well, I'll just do a big pull, instead of engaging the lower body with the rowing stroke. So the rowing stroke is 75% lower body, 25% hands. If we were just to divvy it up, with 100% being the whole rowing stroke, the prime driver of the rowing stroke, the power, and cutting down your times and improving your performance, it's legs. This is a leg-generated exercise. Your legs are a lot stronger and a lot more powerful than your upper body. So we need to reflect that in the rowing stroke. A nice drill to practice that is coming back into the rower, not flexing, no arm action through the stroke. So come into the rower, drive. All right, so this drill right here involves zero arm action, but it's reinforcing the importance of driving those feet into the foot platform, passing the shoulders over the hips as I move into the catch position, and then into the finish, okay? So you should absolutely play around with a few repetitions, maybe in each workout, maybe for a few minutes, with no arm action. Remove the arms, focus on the legs, focus on what your hips are doing, okay, where your shoulders are at in space, where your head is at, and even where your shoulders are at. Oftentimes, this slumped sitting posture is one thing that we opt for. We're constantly reaching for the path of least resistance, and for a lot of people, to maintain this upright posture, it's work. It's a lot of work, especially on a rower where you're exerting. So focus on posture. If you need to remove the arms, really focus on driving with the whole foot through the platform, and when you're ready, add in that arm action, okay? Recovery, loose, loose. And as I move into the catch, I'm loose until I need to be tense. And I'm not sure if that's going to make a lot of sense, but I'm loose, okay? I'm recovering back towards the rower, but now I'm setting up. Good shoulder pack, upright position, getting those legs ready to load and drive, okay? So everything happens kind of fast. And one of the ways that a beginner can really get the feel for this is slow down your stroke rate. Okay, you don't need to be at a high stroke rate cadence when you first start. Really slow it down, feel everything, get that mind-body connection. And actually, a great way for a lot of people to assess what they look like is to take a video, just as I'm doing right now. Set up your iPhone, camcorder, whatever you have. Take a video of yourself, both from a side angle, from behind and forward. See what your body's doing, okay? Oftentimes, we think we're doing one thing, but we're really doing another. So here are a few full strokes. You can hear, when I'm in the catch, there's no noise, and the second I start that drive, you hear that swoosh of the water, all the way through the finish. As far as the finish, tips and techniques here. See a lot of people that are finishing up here. It's too high, okay? That finish, you need to have the strap or the rope about parallel with the floor, okay? And if you're pulling in a straight line, you shouldn't see a lot of bounce, okay? I'm pulling up here, I'm losing power. This is not a strong position, okay? My center of mass is lower, so I want to keep that arm action and finish low. You'll also notice that if I'm up here, look what my wrists are doing. This isn't a strong position for the wrists, okay? But keeping the elbows tight and wrists straight, I'm able to generate as much power as possible. So that is a crash course overview for the rowing stroke.